am Chinese.
I am Russian.
I am East African.
I'm Canadian.
I am Filipina.
I am Irish.
I am Bulgarian.
Korean.
I am American.
I am Brazilian.
Italian.
Mexican.
I'm British.
Swedish.
French.
I'm Israeli.
Mongolian. I'm South African.
Japanese.
We are mankind.
I'm Sonya.
I'm Beverly.
And I'm Kate. We are welcoming Beverly today. Ebong was unable to be with us, but we are so lucky to have Beverly as our guest host. Thank you.
So welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Very excited about this.
Thank you.
Well, today our guest is Brad Travers. He is the owner, CEO, webmaster of BradTravers.com. And today he's going to be dishing with us from where? Tell us where we're dishing from.
That's right. We're at Good Stuff Eatery, located at 303 Pennsylvania Avenue, Southeast. It's on Capitol Hill, and we're getting ready to try burgers and milkshakes.
But first we want to get some job advice from Brad. Now, Brad, tell us what makes your list so special. It's not Craigslist, it's Brad's list.
It's Brad's list.
And what makes it different?
It is policy oriented. It is basically jobs on and off Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill meaning jobs working for a congressman or for a senator. And that job could be a legislative assistant, it could be a chief of staff, it could be a press secretary, all the way down to scheduling secretary. I should say all the way up because they're all important. And then jobs off the Hill, which would be where you go when you've left the Hill. So working for a lobbying firm or for a trade association or an advocacy group or even a corporation.
What about off the beaten track of politics? Is there something like crazy that you list that we'd be surprised about?
You know, I've done some kind of funny things. In fact, there was one that was an archivist for the Grateful Dead.
No, really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a really fun job.
It was.
And did that one just go like a snap?
Oh, I'm sure it did, and I got more hits on that than anything else.
But now, how did this get started? I think, from what I remember, it might have been like you just got a lot of these, so you started it as a hobby, and then all of a sudden it became something you could make money off of. But how did you start doing this?
It is. It really started about 15 years ago, back when email was kind of in its infancy. And I had friends and colleagues who would email me, and I was working as a lobbyist at the time, saying, hey, my nephew, twice removed, is looking for a job on Capitol Hill. Can you help find him something, or can you interview with him? Well, I just started gathering jobs that people would send me, openings, and put them all in a Word document. And pretty soon I just sent it out again to friends and colleagues, and it grew and grew. And eventually, within about 5 years, it was a 30-page Word document sent out once a week, and there were about 1,500 people on my listserv. And if you've ever sent anything from a Yahoo email list, you can only do like 20 at a time.
Exactly. They don't like it if it's a massive list.
Oh boy, do
now,
they not.
Let me ask you this. I'm on lots of those listservs, and I see lots of jobs out there, but how do you know if there are jobs people are actually going to hire you for if they get your resume through this method?
A lot of people, a lot of the companies, trade associations, advocacy groups that send me leads know who my client base is. They know that it is probably most staffers on Capitol Hill, certainly a lot of them, and a lot of folks working in those industries. So it's a real targeted group of folks who are looking at it. And I think that's part of what makes it unique. And it is strictly policy oriented. The jobs are all broken down by government relations, PR communications, executive, administrative, legal. There's a whole category of legal and campaign work.
Can anybody join your list?
Yes, it's $5 a month.
That's so cheap.
It is.
Yeah. You should raise that. I'm just.
You know,
let me join first at $5.
It's a service.
I was going to say, can we join first at $5 and then you can raise your price?
It's been $5 since I went online 3 years ago. And I really kind of had to, I wanted to keep it free. It really is a service. But I was spending 5 or 6 hours a day on this thing, and I just couldn't continue to do it. the way it was going. So I will never raise the price because it's not really a moneymaker. It really is a service.
But
I
with
try
the
to
number
keep
of people that are looking at it, $5 a piece. I mean, when Facebook was talking about charging just $1 to let people on, that's a pretty good moneymaker at $5 for the number of people on Capitol Hill. I think that's pretty good.
I think so, and that's why, again, I'll never want to raise the price because one, it's a service, and two, it's $5 a month. You know, it's worth the burger that you're going to buy here.
Well, what kind of feedback are you getting, either from employers or from people that are checking the site? Are they saying, you know, thank you, I found a job really quickly, or I went through your 30 pages of jobs and I didn't find anything for me? Like, what kind of feedback do you get?
Well, again, it's not 30 pages anymore.
Right.
It is updated right online, right on time. Before you had to wait a week, and they were week-old jobs. So they're added every day. I probably add 20 or 30 every single day, and there's over 2,500 jobs on there right now. And I'm getting feedback. I get a lot of feedback every day, really, from employers who say, I just posted this, and it was an entry-level position, and within 2 hours, I had 100
Wow.
resumes.
So you
Good
have to act
resumes.
fast.
It was that fast. And they were on a lot of the other organizations that publish, and they didn't get nearly that kind of reaction.
Any recommendations for the people who are out of work and having trouble finding jobs? Like, should people somehow invest in getting a security clearance, or I don't even know how one would do that, but how do you sort of make yourself more marketable when you are applying for a job? What would you recommend?
You know, I think a lot of it's finding out, be flexible, be open. Don't limit yourself. Well, I was an energy researcher working for the committee, so that's all I'm going to do. Writing is so important in this town. If you're a good writer, you can do anything. So look at, maybe you don't want to just be a lobbyist. Look at research. Look at PR types of jobs. Communications and media and PR and journalism are really hot, and I get a lot of those. Probably the second biggest category.
And would you recommend that people only subscribe to the list or look for jobs whenever they're actually looking? Or should they kind of keep subscribing and look through them while they're happy in their job just to know what's out there?
It's exactly why a lot of folks stay on. I have folks that have been on there the whole 3 years. Folks who didn't even really need a job, but it's good for them to know in my industry, exactly, what's out there, who's hiring, and everybody knows someone who's looking.
So if you're looking and you join up the $5 a month, what kind of success rate do you think you've had over the years?
You know, I've never really, I don't know a way of measuring that other than people send me emails all the time saying, this is incredible, I found a job right away, it's the perfect job, and they thank me a lot for the service. So all I can tell you is the feedback's been very positive.
You mentioned that you spent 5 to 6 hours a day. Do you still have to spend that much time, or have you gotten people to help you?
Well, my wife helps me a lot. But I've got to get up. You know, I have a regular job, so this is just what I do on the side. So I get up 6 o'clock in the morning, and I go from 6 to 7:30, and then I'll try to do some at lunchtime on my lunch break, if there is one, and then when I get home. So I probably spend 3 to 4 hours a day on it.
Well, Brad, people are always thanking you, and now we're going to thank you. Thanks for coming on with us and telling us about the Brad Travers list. If you're looking for a job, make sure you check it out. And as always, thanks for checking out The District Dish.